Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Max, and today I will be doing my review for WandaVision Episode 8. Alright, so Episode 8 of WandaVision was great like all of the others. Like all the other episodes, it really ramped up to show what the final episode, Episode 9 of the series, or the season rather, will be. And this episode was different from all of the others in that we really did not touch on sitcoms at all, besides just kind of seeing how everything came together. But instead, we were thrown into Wanda's most traumatic experiences from when she was little and the bomb blew up and her parents were killed, to being tested on at Hydra, and we actually got a look into how long Wanda has had her powers and kind of what amplified them. So overall, I think the biggest takeaway from this episode is definitely that Wanda was the one who did everything. You know, we got the song that it was Agatha all along, which kind of, I think, was a way to make people think that Wanda was fully innocent. But really, it seems like Agatha was just putting a few different key pieces in there to keep Wanda, you know, kind of immersed in the world that she created. But it really was Wanda from the very beginning. She went to the Sword headquarters and she was shown Vision's body that Sword was taking apart, and she said that she couldn't feel him, and she went home and was kind of depressed and opened this envelope which showed the like house plans, or where they were going to build their house, and then she kind of lost it. You know, she just kind of let go and created their house, and then she created Vision, and then her magic spread throughout Westview, and it really was people in an actual town that were kind of taken into Wanda's magic. We saw when she was driving to the place where Vision and Wanda's house would have been built, that, we saw all of the characters, or at least most of them, doing their everyday things. We saw the mailman, we saw a bunch of different people from the neighborhood that were featured throughout the different episodes, and we kind of saw them in their everyday lives, letting us know that they were really just kind of ordinary people. You know, there were theories like, oh, who could this person be? Could this person be, Mephisto at some point? And it really just kind of all falls back to Wanda, which I think was a really interesting spin, because nobody thought it would really just be, Wanda's sadness and grieving process that is the reason for all of this happening. I do think, the backstory for Agatha was really interesting to include in this episode, because I don't think Agatha is as big of a character as we thought she was. I think, she, like I said earlier, was really just kind of there pulling the strings, but it seems like her character is really just interested as to how Wanda did all of this. Not that she necessarily has, a different motive trying to get something out of Wanda or anybody else in the situation. Now, she does have purple magic, which is looked at as dark magic. We saw in her backstory when she was kind of, her group of, witches kind of putting her on trial, so to speak, and she ended up kind of taking their life forces. And, she's not a good person, but I don't think as of right now she really has any motive besides learning how Wanda is this powerful. Now, if she were to learn what Wanda's doing, sure, she might have a motive then, but in terms of what this story is looking at, I really think Agatha is just kind of this character that is a driving factor for the story, rather than a character that's going to really kind of set up everything. We also, kind of saw something new in this episode, in that we didn't see any of the other characters that we have seen throughout the episodes. We didn't see Monica, we didn't see Darcy, we didn't see Jimmy Woo, we didn't see Vision really, besides some flashbacks and his corpse on the operating tables of Sword. We didn't see anyone in the town really. It really was just an episode focused on Wanda. And I'm really wondering what the last episode will be, because nothing's been confirmed. So as far as we're concerned, episode 9 is the last episode of the series, and I think that is probably the most likely situation, just because of what this all leads into, because Doctor Strange 2 is called Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, and that will be focusing on the multiverse. And if the multiverse is something that Wanda opens, or another character opens in the final episode, episode 9, I assume at the end of that Doctor Strange movie, things will generally be put back to normal, or it won't be as chaotic as it would have been. So I don't really see a need for WandaVision to continue, and it might feel a little bit redundant if they do the same kind of ideas with Wanda losing it. And I don't really see where the story could go moving forward as the show, but I do think there's a lot of possibility for Wanda and possibly even Vision in the future, depending on how they want to handle that character. So questions I have coming out of episode 8 is Vision back? Because we saw Vision was created by Wanda, and Wanda creates physical things. So if Wanda creates physical things, sure, he is not the Vision that was in, Avengers Infinity War and all of that in the MCU prior, but he is Vision as far as, Wanda and Vision's relationship is concerned. So will they keep this Vision in the MCU? Will they, do some kind of storyline where Wanda's Vision ends up taking over the body of the Vision that Sword created? We'll just have to wait and see. And that kind of brings me to my, biggest peak of interest with the next episode. Is we saw in the mid-credit scene that Vision, or White Vision, I think he's called in the comics, was created by Sword, and he opens his eyes and looks at his hand and, is kind of realizing that he's existing. This storyline will be really interesting because is it Vision? Is it Ultron? Is it kind of a mix of the two? Like, I don't know a whole lot about White Vision in the comics, but generally what I've gathered from research is that he is like Vision, but he's kind of more along the lines of Ultron in terms of how he views absolutes in the world. Like he kind of does what he is told or does what he wants rather than weighing situations emotionally. So that's kind of my biggest question about episode 9. Is this going to be a kind of temporary main villain or possibly someone that will work with Wanda? Who knows, but I guess that's what episode 9 will be for, to kind of show us what all of this has been coming to and how it will carry over into future MCU properties. So that's about all I have for now. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.